and welcome to the third video of Camping and Music with Matt. My name is Matt Gerber and I will be your host. In these videos, I talk about the various parks I've camped at, and then I finish off by performing one of my tunes. The park I'm going to talk about today is Darlington Provincial Park. And the song that I'm going to perform at the end of the video is entitled, "It's Good to Have Friends in the City." In regards to camping, I stayed at Darlington between June 21st and June 23rd back in 2019. Ontario is a big province. So big, in fact, that it has 2 time zones. And some parks are so far apart it can take several days to drive between them. Darlington, however, is possibly one of the closest parks to where I live in Toronto. It's about just under an hour's drive from my place, if the traffic's good. In fact, you can actually even see the CN Tower from the beach at Darlington. Now, I'll confess, this is usually one of those parks that I, and probably a lot of other campers, just drive past on the way to go camping at different parks. However, I must say I was pleasantly surprised at Darlington. It was quite a nice place. Located on the north shore of Lake Ontario, Darlington Provincial Park opened in 1959 and currently offers both electrical and non-electrical sites for car and RV camping. You'll also find the typical park store, comfort station facilities, a beach, and a cemetery. Yes, there is a small pioneer cemetery located within the park and can be found along the Burke Trail. I did check it out on one of my walks. It's fenced in these days with just a single stone marker remaining. In this same kind of theme, I came across a rather unexpected sign on one of my other walks. Now, getting back to the more traditional topic of discussion, I stayed on site number 197 in the Hilltop Campground. The site wasn't suitable for my hammock, so I set up my trusty 4-season Mountain Equipment Co-op snowfield tent. And at over 20 years old, it's getting a bit long in the tooth, but it's still reliable. I find that if you keep quiet and still for long enough, nature has a way of relaxing. As I sat reading a book one day, I had a blue jay stop by my site for a visit. A lot of provincial parks have a small outdoor amphitheater, which is used for a variety of educational and entertainment purposes. During my stay at Darlington, I spotted a notification that they were going to be playing a movie called Rise and Fall of the Great Lakes. This short film was originally produced by the National Film Board of Canada back in 1968. This brought back some great childhood memories of when my parents took my brothers and I camping, and we actually watched this exact same film at Long Point Provincial Park. I think this stuck with me through the years, since as a kid I remember really liking all of the amusing bits in the film. And it felt like I was reliving a moment of my childhood by getting to watch this movie again, at a provincial park, in an outdoor amphitheater, just like the first time I saw it. Even as an adult, I still thought the film was great. If anyone is interested in checking it out, I've put a link in the description below. One thing that I'll comment on is that the park is somewhat close to, well, essentially beside Highway 401, and the sound of traffic was noticeable from my site, especially at night. And this brings me to my next item of discussion. Earplugs. One item I always bring with me when camping are earplugs. Depending on where you're camping, they can come in pretty handy when there's traffic noise or noise from passing trains or just noisy neighbors. They're small and can easily fit into any first aid kit, so if you end up not needing them, no worries. So, if you happen to live in the Toronto area and are looking for a place to go camping without having to travel too far, then I'd recommend checking out Darlington Provincial Park. You might even want to consider just doing a day trip or renting out one of their picnic shelters for a group event. If you want to learn more about Darlington, I'll put a link in the description below. So, that was the camping. Now time for the music. The song that I've chosen to play for you today is a tune that I wrote while I was living over in Australia. It's a little song called "It's Good to Have Friends in the City." And I thought I'd bring out the guitar and play it on that, just to show that I can play instruments other than just the ukulele and kazoo. Whenever you're traveling from out of town, it's good to have friends in the city. They can help you out and show you around. It's good to have friends in the city. You won't have to worry about your car at night. They'll show you where to park, it will be alright. A ticket-free window is a welcome sight. It's good to have friends in the city. And when you're feeling hungry for a tasty treat, it's good to have friends in the city. And they're nice company when it's time to eat. It's good to have friends in the city. They can take you out to the finest places or the best greasy spoon to fill your faces in all situations and different cases. It's good to have friends in the city. And when you're looking for a place to rest your weary head, there will always be a futon or a creaky pull-out bed. Although you may sleep better on the floor instead. They'll be there waiting for your aeroplane. It's good to have friends in the city. And they'll help you figure out the buses and the trains. It's good to have friends in the city. Although some strangers are mighty kind, there's something to be said for peace of mind. No matter how you slice it, you'll always find it's good to have friends in the city. And when you're looking for a place to rest your weary head, there will always be a futon or a creaky pull-out bed. Although you may sleep better on the floor instead. It's good to have friends. Yes, it's good to have friends in the city. Well, that concludes yet another video of Camping and Music with Matt. Again, I've been your host, Matt Gerber. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please do hit the like and subscribe button below. I want to once again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. It does mean a lot to me, and I look forward to making more. So I just want to end with, stay safe, stay well, and stay dandy.